Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of 12 Arts, and today we will move on with the topic related to the non-aligned movement. So previously we completed the meaning of non-aligned movement, features of NAM, objectives of NAM, then we read about the Panchsheel, then the Bandung Conference, then about the first NAM summit along with the pictures, and we also read about the founding figures of NAM who were from countries like Egypt, Yugoslavia and India. Later on, two more countries joined, namely Ghana and Sukarno. So today we will start with the next point, that is Belgrade Conference. As we know that this conference was also known as the Belgrade Conference. That was for the reason that it was held in a place called Belgrade, which is in Yugoslavia. So let us proceed then. Belgrade Conference was the first summit of NAM, which was held in September 1961. It was attended by many leaders of different countries, including the three founding fathers of NAM, that is Jawaharlal Nehru, Joseph Broz Tito and Gamal Abdel Nasser. So these were actually the three leaders who actually were present at the very first summit of NAM that was held in September 1961. Clear? So as a whole, it was attended by many leaders from different countries, but the main three countries that were related, or that can be called as the three founding fathers of NAM, that were from the country like India, Yugoslavia and Egypt. So in that very first conference or summit of NAM, it discussed many issues. So as it was a summit, clear? So in that summit they discussed many issues. And what were the issues? Let us read then. Number 1, complete disarmament of all weapons, especially nuclear weapons. That means the first and foremost thing that they actually discussed was stopping. That means complete disarmament. That means complete stopping of all weapons to use actually. And out of all weapons, which was actually a decision was taken in order to completely stop using of all weapons. In that all weapons category, it was meant specially for using the nuclear weapons. That means they were against the use of nuclear weapons mainly. This was the first point that was discussed. The number 2, opposing imperialism and colonialism. That means they were also against the imperialism factor and colonialism factor. That means no country will be under any colonial dominance or foreign dominance. And they had taken the decisions to make sure that they will oppose these two things, imperialism as well as colonialism. After that, opposing racial discrimination in all forms. That means they will also oppose racial discrimination, the discrimination that is done on the basis of colors, be it white or black. So whatever the racial discrimination was going on at that time, they had decided in that summit that they will totally oppose and stop this racial discrimination, which is done on the basis of color also, caste and religion. The next point that was discussed was the problem of Berlin and Congo. Whatever the problem were related to the country Berlin and the crisis of Congo, they were also very much related to that, and they were very much in a hope that this NAM will actually be very successful in bringing out the solution for the problems related to country like Berlin and the crisis of Congo, which you will elaborately get in the next chapter to understand more about this Congo crisis and the country called Berlin. And lastly, out of many issues discussed was the Chinese representation on the UN. That means they also wanted to discuss about the Chinese representation in the UN. As you know that China is also one of the 5 permanent member countries, that is actually the permanent member of the United Nations, and that also has the veto power. So out of all these issues, they also discussed about the Chinese representation which was in the UN, or which was related to the UN, as they hold a permanent member in the United Nations. After that, as we know that Jawaharlal Nehru took a leading role in forming the name, so we also need to know that what was his role actually, what he did, and up to what level he had went in order to form NAM. That means this NAM was a third option for independent countries. That means that if an independent country do not want to go to either of the two alliances, namely USA and USSR, then this independent country is very much welcome to be included in the third option, or if they want the third option, so that third option was created, and that was only known as the NAM. So number one role of Jawaharlal Nehru was that he called upon all newly independent Asian and African countries to not to align to any of the power blocks, namely USA and USSR. Clear? So that means he, as a leader, he urged every independent countries related to the continent of Asia and Africa that don't go and join the power blocks of US and USSR. He urged that not to join to any of the power blocks. This was the first thing that he had done. Number two, he opposed secret treaties and military alliances like NATO, CENTO and CIETO. That means he also opposed, he publicly opposed whatever the military alliances were made at that time, like NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, then CENTO, Central Treaty Organization, and CIETO, Southeast Asian Treaty Organizations. So these were all the military alliances that were being formulated very secretly. So he opposed publicly, openly, about all this secret agreement or military alliances that were going on at that time by the alliances of USA or the USSR. So he opposed that. After that, at Bandung Conference, he declared the Panchshil principles with Chinese premier. And thirdly, what he did, he at the Bandung Conference, along with whom this Panchshil was signed in 1954 between the Premier of China and the Prime Minister of India. So at what conference he actually declared the Panchshil? At the Bandung Conference between Chou Enlai, the Chinese Premier, and Jawaharlal Nehru, the Indian Prime Minister. After that, he opposed imperialism and colonialism. That means, as the NAM also opposed imperialism and colonialism after its formation, so this was also the viewpoint of our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. After that, along with the opposed, he opposed imperialism and colonialism, with the same pace he promoted democracy and liberalism. He told that not to support imperialism and colonialism, but he actually urged everyone to promote democracy and to follow liberalism policy. After that, he made the main purpose of NAM clear, that is to promote peace and progress all over the world. So along with that, as he was doing, as you can see from number 1, he told each and every newly independent states or countries of Asian and African continent not to align, not to join to any of the superpower. He then opposed military alliances like NATO, CENTO and CETO. Then he signed the Panchshil principles with the Chinese premier. After that, he opposed imperialism and colonialism. After that, he promoted democracy and liberalism. So all this thing he had done in order to do what? He made it very clear that he would be forming NAM, and the main purpose that would be of the NAM will be what? To promote peace and progress all over the country. And how this peace and progress will be promoted? Through peaceful way, not through war. After that, at first summit of NAM at Belgrade, Nehru spoke about imperialism, disarmament and peace. So whatever the first summit of NAM was held at Belgrade, so Nehru spoke freely about three things, that was colonialism and imperialism, about its ill effect, number one. Then the ill effects of disarmament, what it can do if armament process is being run, so what it can destroy actually. So he promoted about the disarmament, and he also talked about peace. So he spoke freely about these three things: imperialism and colonialism, then disarmament, that means not using any weapons, and also promoting peace. Apart from that, and spoke on danger of war and appeal for peace. And along with these three things, namely imperialism, disarmament and peace, he also spoke on the danger of war. That means what can a war do to the world. He also focused on that also, and he, at last but not the least, he appealed for peace also. So this was the role of Jawaharlal Nehru actually in the formation of NAM. His contribution was very big, according to which the NAM was successful in whatever the efforts he had made in forming the NAM. It was due to his effort only, starting from urging newly independent Asian countries not to join. Then he also opposed treaties like, or military alliances like, NATO, CENTO and CETO. Then he signed Panchshil in the year 1954. He openly opposed imperialism and colonialism. He told about the ill effects of imperialism and colonialism. After that, he also promoted democracy and liberalism. Then he announced that the main purpose of NAM would be what? The main purpose of NAM would be to promote peace and progress all over the world. After that, when the first summit of NAM was held in Belgrade in Yugoslavia, he openly spoke about 5 things. Number 1 was about the ill effects of imperialism and colonialism. That means that NAM will oppose this imperialism and colonialism. Then he encouraged the use of arms, and he encouraged disarmament. Then he talked about the peace process. Fourthly, he also spoke about the ill effects, or what could the war bring to the world, the danger or the ill effects of war. And lastly, he appealed to all the countries to maintain peace and harmony. So with this, I will wind up today's topic related to NAM. In today's topic, we read about the Belgrade Conference, and in that very conference, which was actually attended by many countries but was mainly attended by the 3 founding fathers of NAM, namely Nehru, Joseph Broz Tito and Abdul Nasir, from the countries India, Yugoslavia and Egypt. So in that Belgrade conference, what were the issues that were discussed? We had read about that. There were overall 5 points related to the issues that were discussed in that Belgrade conference. After that, lastly, we read about the role of Jawaharlal Nehru, what he did actually, and what was his role, big or not, in the formation of NAM. We read about that. So I think that whatever the points we read today about the role of Jawaharlal Nehru and about the issues that were discussed in the Belgrade conference, it is now very much clear to you. So with that, I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.